But recently, many people on the right have been accusing myself and Chris of being paid by the DNC. And we just wanted to come on and say that's an incredibly dumb thing to think.
Yeah, like congratulations, you discovered we're both signed to Palette Management, which is in our bios. And Palette's a huge company, right? They do marketing work, they do management work. So they receive that money to do marketing and to cover travel expenses separate from what we do. So we haven't seen a dime of that $200,000. Like, do you really think I would dress like this if I had $200,000? And again, it's all public information. And we're also, you discovered we're Democrats and we're going to vote for Joe Biden, which I think most people already knew.
And look, if the DNC is handing out checks, we should be first in line to receive them. But that's simply not happening. And we haven't received a dime from the DNC. And we want to make it clear.
We haven't received a dime from the DNC. And we want to make it clear. And what's going to come is going to be bullcrap.
We're perfectly happy to work with organizations that share our vision. So if someone reached out to us and say, hey, we're trying to make sure the environment is protected, would love to work with them. But we are simply not working with the DNC. And we want to reiterate that everything that's been posted on social media is public information. This is not a home run story. It's all out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we're going to go continue our normal content like people want to see. Maybe we'll go hang out with Hillary and Hunter on an island or something, but not the home run story you think it is.
Well,
and we love
brother.
Well, that's a bizarre thing to just throw in there. Now, so this was posted by someone who I'm now following called Donut Operator. And his question was, why'd y'all delete this video? Let's watch it just one more time because it's like it happens so fast that you sometimes can't really keep up with the dishonesty. Let's just start from the beginning here.
Us brothers, as the Republicans would like to call us. But recently, many people on the right have been accusing myself and Chris of being paid by the DNC. And we just wanted to come on and say that's an incredibly dumb thing to think.
Yeah.
It's not wrong, by the way. It's just an incredibly dumb thing to notice. There's no denial there. We're not getting a dime from the DNC. Not that it's wrong. It's an incredibly dumb thing to think. Listen to this.
Congratulations, you discovered we're both signed to Palette Management, which is in our bios.
Palette Management may be in your bio. The fact that Palette Management is contracting with the DNC is probably not in your bio. The fact that they do it, though public in theory, might not be that apparent to people who might follow you. But yeah, so you're signed to Palette, whatever it is, who contracts with the DNC. We'll get there.
And Palette's a huge company, right? They do marketing work, they do management work. So they receive that money to do marketing and to cover travel expenses separate from what we do. So we haven't seen a dime of that $200,000. Like, do you really think I would dress like this if I had $200,000?
I had to Google it. I won't get to that part of it. I had to Google, fancy hoodies. There are a lot of ridiculously expensive hoodies out there. I actually found one. Maybe I'm gonna have to pull this up just so that we can have a good laugh at things. There was a hoodie. It had installment plans to pay for the hoodie. I have to actually bring it up because it's, this one I think is it right here. Hold on. There was a hoodie that was so expensive you could pay for it you could lease your hoodie for the low price of $110 a month. Yeah, I think this one's it right here. So I know it's not the same hoodie. All that I'm saying is, we
haven't seen a dime.
It could be close. Look at the little brown tips. Like I tried to look for identifiable factors. Look at the brown tips on the hoodie on this guy. And then look at this one here. Fifth Avenue Saks. Like, look at those brown. We zooming in. They got the brown tips on it. Like, I'm looking for a trademark sign of a hoodie that might actually be a little bit of money. Doesn't matter. It's Saks Fifth Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue. $1,350, as low as $113 a month. I don't often judge people, but I'm going to do it now. If you put a hoodie on an installment payment plan, you're an idiot. Unless it's I'll say this, unless it's a very cheap hoodie and you actually have to install payment plans on clothing, which is not funny. If you go out and buy a $1,300 hoodie and you have to pay for it in installments, you're an idiot. But they're evidence that they're not getting paid by the DNC, that they haven't seen a penny of that $200,000, that they haven't received a dime from the DNC. Is that what I really be? You might because I've seen some ridiculously stupid clothing out there that costs a ridiculous, stupid amount of money. The only problem with what they've said, oh, here we go. The only problem is what they're saying is it might be a lie. Here you go. Look at Harry Sisson's. By the way, for those of you who don't know, these are Democrat influencers, or they're influencers who are Democrat. And now we know, Brooklyn Defiant Dad paid by the DNC. These guys paid through their, where is it here? Harry J. Sisson. Oh yeah, Harry at Palette Management, which contracts with the DNC. We'll get there. By the way, 600,000 on TikTok. So he not only is a Democratic operative, or apparently, or at least a proud spokesperson while working for a management company that contracts with the DNC. They spread that message on the Chinese spy app known as TikTok. But look at this. Ed Krasenstein, who occasionally tells the truth by accident. I'm being mean. The Krasenstein brothers, you might have seen them. They are also, I suspect that they might also be remunerated for posting. I don't know, because nothing could explain the sheer vigorousness with which they go out and defend Joe Biden, despite all logic, despite all evidence. Krasenstein, it was yesterday or today, I don't remember when it was, put out this tweet. His tweet said, in my opinion, this community notes, because they put a community note saying that they're paid operatives. I forgot what the community note said. Entry on a video released by Harry Sisson and Chris Mowry is completely unwarranted. Fact. Harry Sisson is not paid by the DNC. He's employed by a company that was contracted by the DNC for social media work in 2022. There's an expression that I love called the distinction without a difference. They don't pay me. They pay him who pays me to do the work that they want me to do anyhow. That's called influence laundering. Fact, Harry Sisson asked the White House for press briefing passes and received them because he is deemed part of the media. To imply that Harry is a Democratic operative is out of line. Thanks for your opinion, Ed, but I think you pretty much proved it earlier on in your tweet. This would also mean that everyone who works for Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Twitter, Facebook, etc., are political operatives because the company they work for has received advertising contracts. That's a very bad analogy. But I think a lot of us would agree that a lot of people working for Twitter or old Twitter were in fact Democrat operatives. James Baker, the external counsel for the FBI, who became an executive at Twitter. I think a lot of people would say that when a company donates 90+% to a certain political party and then goes out and manipulates social media to influence and favor that party that they've made the donations to, I think a lot of us would say that they're actually operatives. Oh, we haven't received a dime from the DNC, Harry J. Sisson. Yes, that's because you receive it from a company that receives it from the DNC, because that's how they cover their tracks. They cover their tracks so that they can then say, look, well, it was public all along. You're an idiot for not having known it. But it's not, it's not on their bios that they work for a company that contracts for social media content for the DNC. All right.